Chapter Café. This is our New Year special episode. So the 2020 is a year full of trials, of challenges, and being apart. We also got the chance to slow down, to think, to appreciate, and to come together in a way like never before.
That's true. I think everyone this year came into the year with hopes and dreams and aspirations, things you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you, just like me, had many plans for stuff you wanted to do this year, things that we've since then had to postpone or just cancel completely. For me, I know I was planning a lot of things to do at work, content to produce, photos I wanted to take, even visiting my parents back in Denmark. And all of those plans just had to be sort of thrown out the window.
Okay, so for me, it's like every year I have a basic plan. It's like I would love to take my parents for vacation abroad, but apparently this year it could not happen.
Yeah. We all had so many things we wanted to do in the year 2020 to start a new year and a new decade. And January started out fine, just like any year you would expect. But then, of course, it happened. The year 2020 is probably going to be remembered as the year of COVID-19, the pandemic that has spread across the world like a wildfire, and I dare say that almost everyone on Earth has been affected in one way or another.
That's right. We definitely feel it here, and we continue to feel it until this day. But you know what? We cannot let it overshadow the positive things that still happen this year in Chongqing.
I think you're right. I think it's important to remember that lots of good things have happened, especially even for us. We've traveled to new places, we've met new people, we've been able to invite YouTubers and content creators to Chongqing and show them around, and they in turn have created amazing videos about Chongqing and shared that with the world. And a lot of good things have happened, not just in Chongqing, but in China and across the world. And I think maybe we can start this episode by looking back at some of the things that have happened this year.
That's a brilliant idea, actually. A different perspective to look at the year has passed, and also new ideas and hope for the coming fresh new year 2021. Yeah, so let's start by looking at what had happened in Chongqing during 2020, these unforgettable moments.
The year 2020 started out just like any other year, and everyone was getting ready to enjoy the Spring Festival celebrations when news started breaking out about COVID-19. That is when we were all cautioned to stay at home, and by the end of January, we knew that this would be a year like no other. In order to prevent the spread of COVID-19, in February, cities in China started lockdown, an effective way to curb the virus transmission. Meanwhile, the world came together to support China and send assistance and best wishes. Jora Kai started his diary detailing his COVID-19 days. To keep our audience updated on the status of the pandemic, we started doing special programming about COVID-19 in Chongqing. We released podcast episodes and interviews about living in Chongqing during the pandemic. After a successful lockdown period across all of China, in Chongqing the lockdowns were eventually gradually lifted. Cities in China started to regain their usual dynamic and work started resuming as well. But work life wasn't quite normal yet, as work resumption still meant strict epidemic prevention and control measures applied to all aspects of life. But we were finally able to go out again and start creating new content. At the end of spring, tourist destinations in Chongqing slowly started opening back up, allowing citizens to start moving about outside and visit these scenic spots. It was now possible to travel with restrictions, at least domestically. As quality of life improved, all of China started adjusting to the new stay-at-home lifestyle. This gave way to the widespread adoption of live streaming. YouTubers Ollie and Lee Barrett visited Chongqing for the first time to make awesome content about their city for their fans. More and more overseas audiences are getting a chance to appreciate this charming city. The crowd was also excited by the charming Ring of Fire solar eclipse, which was observed in Chongqing with the naked eye. Our second YouTuber Guilo60 visited Chongqing and we traveled with him to Longxing ancient town. Life is starting to feel more normal, but the pandemic is still on everyone's mind. On a positive note though, Chongqing saw a record number of clear blue sky days in the first half of 2020. YouTubers Jia Nation and Alex Absolute arrived in Chongqing and started vlogging about the natural landscape and the cityscape. From July to August, Chongqing was experiencing severe flooding that heavily impacted the downtown area. But the city maintained 0 casualties and a rapid response by adopting measures like interdepartmental collaboration, protective intervention, and scientific coordination. Dredging and disinfectant measures began immediately after the flood, as well as reconstruction and recoveries. We saw the successful hosting of the Smart China Expo online, and we invited several YouTubers to come and explore the online and offline exhibitions with us. They also had a chance to experience driverless cars at the iVista Challenge. More YouTubers are starting to visit Chongqing, and the city is gaining more exposure overseas. China's national holiday celebrations started with joy as well as strict measures in epidemic control and prevention. We held a live stream chat with Jora Kai, the author of Kai's Diary, as well as visit several exhibition areas and live stream them to our audience to experience with us. The Postponed Chongqing Marathon was finally held in Chongqing. The British Consul General made headlines in China after saving a student from driving in a small town, which became a very positive story in an otherwise mellow year. We also visited the Chongqing booth at the China International Import Expo in Shanghai with fellow YouTubers. Kai's Diary was officially launched, and now the whole world will get a chance to know the stories about Chongqing's COVID-19 response, as well as what it was like living in Chongqing during the pandemic. We have had more YouTubers visit Chongqing to enjoy the unique beauty of the city. China is also on track to eliminate absolute poverty by the end of 2020, and Chongqing has made great strides in the fight against poverty, supporting China's goal of building a prosperous society in all aspects as planned. It has definitely been an eventful year, but I think it hasn't been all that bad. I think a lot of good things have still happened, both to myself and to you and to others. Xia, what is something good that has happened to you this year?
Well, I would say, all my family members, my friends are healthy and sound. Mm-hmm. Well, they are still involved deeply in the work they are doing and involved in the dedicated to living a better life like that. So everybody is moving forward. I believe that as like us, ordinary people, as long as we keep by ourselves moving forward, the world is moving forward as a result.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think in a lot of ways it comes down to what everyone sort of does. And yeah. I think recovering from this pandemic hasn't been the work of a small handful of people. I'm sure we can appreciate the work that's been done by the medical staff and
yes,
the frontline workers.
Yeah.
But it's just as much down to everyone sort of following the guidelines that have been put in place, taking the safety precautions that they have to take. Because this was a shared effort, I think.
Yeah, that's everybody's a bit by down a little bit, and altogether that's a huge part for contribution to the world we are living in.
I think I can very much relate to the things that you said you're thankful for. So my family back in Denmark has also stayed safe and sort of stayed out of the grasp of this pandemic. But I think also I'm a very private person, and I like to spend a lot of time on my own if possible. And I think I took that for granted last year. I didn't spend as much time with family and friends as I think I would have liked. And I think now that we've had to go through quarantine and self-isolation.
Like that for a while, right?
For a while, yeah.
First half, like early of this year, yeah.
Where the only one you could spend time with. I mean, I'm grateful to have spent so much time with my wife this year, and we've gotten closer because of it. But I think I'm also starting to enjoy more and appreciate more being able to see friends and family, just meet them outside, grabbing a drink or having dinner or something like that. I think it's something that I took for granted before.
Yeah, it's a companionship from our
absolutely
loved ones. Yeah.
What do you think has been the hardest part of this year?
Oh, wow. So for me, right, like hardest part, when I think about the question, I would say, in general, I think everything is fine. I mean, like for me, right, just everything is like we keep things going. The hard part will be I really gained a lot of weight this year. Oh my God, I said that's a result of like a long time staying, indoors or something. Yeah, but I need more exercise to.
I think there is something to be said for. Because we've obviously spent so much time working at home, that also means there's no commute. You're no longer walking to the subway station or to the bus. You are only walking from your bed to whatever chair that you have that you're working in, and then you sit down all day for work, and then you walk to the couch to spend the rest of the day.
Yeah,
I've also put on.
I gained a lot of weight, like a very apparently like increase at the early half of this year. You know, when you spend most of time home quarantining ourselves, right, to prevent the transmission of COVID-19. By that result in. Yeah.
It's funny you should say this. I might actually put this up. I might put this up on the screen. Here's photos and screenshots of me doing the podcast in the beginning of the year. So this started in February, and then contrast it to. I'll put a photo up on the screen so you can compare. On one side it'll be me from February, and then another side will be me from right now. I'm sure if I put those two up next to each other, you can definitely see a difference. And you know what's interesting, and what I hate, is that I've seen so many people, so many of my friends were like, all right, I'm stuck at home, I'm gonna exercise all day, every day. So they've done home exercise, just using nothing but their body weight and stuff. And all of them have gotten in really good shape, and I have gone the complete opposite way because I've just been sitting down and stress eating.
Well, you gained something mentally comfortable, you know.
Oh yes,
but they gained something visually comfortable.
Despite everything, my quarantine was comfortable because it was just snacks and candy and all the good stuff.
Yeah, I understand that. And also, you know, like as the new year is approaching, right? And also, no, I should not say that the new year already comes because this release is fresh next year. So first day of next year, I would say as new year finally passing,
the new year is upon us.
Okay.
Say that.
So, okay, I will start here, right? So, Mikhail, you know, like the new year is upon us, right?
Yes.
Like 2021 has already started, and we really, everybody will have a good hope, I think, ideas about it. We also did a Q&A questionnaire on our Facebook platform that we collect like questions from our over 1.6 million audience. Like we ask them what they have achieved in 2020 and what's their resolution and hopes for 2021. Well, this, you know, like despite the pandemic that affected like the whole world, actually, right, in the past, in the 2020, but the feedbacks we got from our audience are really actually very positive, you know, to very large extent very positive. Like people, well, when they say talking about what they have achieved, many say they graduated and they found a job, and some is like they are healthy, like their families and their friends are healthy. Yeah, they live through the hard year, and also some say they are quite appreciate their beliefs and like that. And for the people like many when they're looking at the new year coming, so they have very lovely wishes. They wish to be healthy, to be loved, and also make a girlfriend, boyfriend on New Year. Yeah, New Year and like make money, and it's still very positive. You know, like people are hopeful. You know, like for the New Year, and the mentality is very nice. Yeah.
I think it's also one of those things that has proven important in a year such as this, is that despite the troubles that we've been through, despite the trials and all the hard times, many people have sort of stayed hopeful. I think a lot of people have found a sort of inner strength to propel them through these times, because it's unprecedented. We've never seen or experienced anything like this for a long time. And I think everyone has sort of found something inside themselves that helped push them, either something to look forward to or something that they could rely on.
Yeah. So, like, Mikhail, like, say this, what's your New Year resolution?
Well, we just talked about getting fat, so that's coming off.
Okay.
I'm only getting older. I'm in my 30s now. It's gonna have to come off. I can't. Yeah.
So you're
exercise.
gonna start a new.
I'm gonna start a new
schedule,
year of
yeah.
exercising, and I'm making a promise to everyone watching. You're gonna
Okay.
you're gonna be seeing this transformation because
keep an eye on him.
somebody needs to hold me accountable for it because I've made this promise to myself so many times before.
So our audience, just remember to tell Mikhail and
Yeah.
leave in the comments if you feel that in the future episodes that you did lose weight.
Or
and
even
in
if I didn't.
better shape, you know.
Even if I didn't, just let me know. Miguel, you still look fat. Get on it. It's like, okay.
Well, okay, well, that's a very good, like, very practical resolution.
Very practical.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not the only one, though. There are lots of other things that I want to
Yeah.
do. I think one of the important things for me this year is friends and family, and also myself, I think. I want to be more approachable. I want to spend more time with people that I care about. I want to speak to my parents more often. I want to get a deeper connection with my wife and people who are important to me.
That's very warm wishes.
I think because I don't think I need anything sort of material-wise. I think I have everything that I need. So I think what I want is just to make use of this, not an excuse, but it's just we've been separated for so long. I think it's time to then bring everyone back together
Yeah.
and then start working on that.
Yeah, if not like physically, but at least like heart
Yeah.
closer with the ones you care.
A better heart
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah.
What about you?
So I will aim the word like keyword still progress. I hope make some progress either in work or in my life, like that. Just develop some new hobbies, new skills, and also spend more time with family. Yeah, like many friends and people around. I believe in many audience have this kind of family
Yes.
wishes. Yeah. So.
I think it's also important going into a new year. It doesn't even have to be like a big, massive New Year's resolution, but just something that you can look forward to, something that you can work towards, no matter how small it is. Just something that you can say, I'm working towards this.
Yes.
Doesn't have to be great. As we're coming into the year of the cow.
Wow.
So
Chinese
the
year.
Chinese New Year is also coming in a
Yeah,
couple of
yeah.
months. It should be in February, right?
Yes, that's true. That's true. That is,
So
yes.
we started a little bit early with these cows here taking over our desk.
So.
So I think we both have a lot to look forward to in the year 2021. And why not? I think we all feel like 2020 was maybe a bit of a waste. So why not make 2021 our year?
So we from iChongqing wish you a prosperous 2021. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. See you next time.
See you next time.